What's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we are doing the Canelo versus Berlanga Is On video. As Saul Canelo Alvarez, the biggest name in boxing, returns on Saturday, September 14th, main event of a pay-per-view card that's going to be brought to you by Amazon Prime and I believe DAZN as well, as he will battle the undefeated Puerto Rican American Edgar Berlanga and defend his unified super middleweight championship of the world against him. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So, most people know I'm a Canelo fan. I am. I like Canelo, but I am very disappointed in this opponent selection. I think, one, I called it. I said if he does not fight Benavidez this year, he is ducking David Benavidez. It's just that simple. I think if he makes quick work of Berlanga with the Crawford option off the table now, potentially Canelo could fight Benavidez maybe in December if he wants to. I doubt that he will. So I am in full belief that Canelo is ducking David Benavidez. I said it. He has 2024 to fight him. If he does not fight him, he is ducking him. So you heard it here, and I've said that before. That's not anything new. But with the Jaime Munguia fight, like, I was okay with that. Munguia fought a tough veteran, Derevyanchenko, last year. He's a former junior middleweight champ. And then he goes and blasts John Ryder in January of this year. To me, he solidified the number 3 position at super middleweight at 168. So Canelo's not going to fight the number 2 guy. At least he fought the number 3 guy. I was on board with that. Canelo handled Munguia. He looked good. I was like, okay. But Berlanga barely makes my top 10. And he hasn't done anything. You know, he's not a champion from a former weight class. His last few performances, his last win, he finally got a stoppage win over Padre McCrory. Exactly. Who the fuck is that? But prior to that, it was decision wins once he stepped up the competition. Remember, he started his career exciting. 16-0, 16 first-round knockouts, not just knockouts, first-round knockouts. And then it was 4 straight decisions once he stepped up to, like, C-level competition. And McCrory was another C-level fighter. He finally stopped him. I'm sorry, this is a trash-ass opponent. And I am fully on board with what Canelo and hardcore biased Canelo fans. I'm on board with them in terms of what they say about Canelo, that Canelo has earned the right to do whatever the fuck he wants. Absolutely, you're right about that. That is 100% a fact. However, if that's what he's doing, then why not give up the belts? Stop delaying the division and the other guys from fighting to increase their name recognition, their value. Fighting for world titles these days matters. Turki Al-Sheikh from Saudi Arabia is making it matter even more, as undisputed is becoming a thing that people want. And he's going to continue to pay the outrageous amounts of money to get these champions to fight each other. And Canelo is seriously holding up a division. And it sucks. You know, I love Canelo. I'm a big fan. And the most fucked up thing about it is if they fought, I would, and I think a lot of people feel this way, I think he beats David Benavidez. But that's not enough. You have to go fight him to beat him. And the thing is, okay, Canelo's going to make money and be a draw no matter what. He is going to make money no matter who he fights. That's absolutely true. He is at that position in the sport. You got guys like Tank Davis. They need a guy like Ryan Garcia to sell over 1 million pay-per-view buys. Big name, right? Tank can't, he barely fucking fucking does any kind of numbers without Ryan. Even David Benavidez. Even with Benavidez on the undercard of Tank, he barely did any fucking pay-per-view numbers. So Canelo sells where a lot of these other guys don't. Canelo, I think he did 400,000 pay-per-view buys for John Ryder, who is quote-unquote not a big name. And he's not. I'll give you that. But the point is whoever Canelo fights, whoever he fights, the average fan, the casual, will tune in. They'll pay to watch him fight. So that is an established fact. So Berlanga, people are going to pay to see Canelo Alvarez fight. It doesn't matter. And the fact that it's Canelo versus Berlanga, who's a Puerto Rican, it's Mexico versus Puerto Rico, that's going to be a selling point, okay? But the fact of the matter is that Berlanga hasn't done shit. The hardcore boxing fans know it. And if Canelo is going to fight guys on this level, then give up the belts, man. I mean, you already got stripped of one belt. You know, you're not undisputed anymore. Give up the belts. And, you know, maybe hold on to one belt. But he's holding these titles hostage, you know, and there's just really no point in it. You know, and I just think, you know, yeah, I want to see him fight David like anybody else. And again, I always look at shit from both sides, guys. I always do that. So the hardcore biased Canelo fans that say, oh, well, Canelo can do what he wants. Again, I agree with you guys. He can do what he wants. He's earned that right. So if he doesn't want to take the risk and fight the top tier guys that are in line, okay, yeah. He just wants to fight, make paydays, that's it. Doesn't want to really go for it against the top guys. Legacy fights, he doesn't want any more of those. Okay, I'm on board with that, but give up the belts, man. Stop holding the titles hostage. You know, and again, I love Canelo, but I call it down the middle. I call it like I see it. You know, and it's not enough for me to believe that he would beat Benavidez. He's got to go fight him and beat him. He's got to prove it. You know, so I'm really disappointed in this matchup. I honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, as always, I'll do a breakdown video in a couple weeks on this fight. I don't think Edgar Berlanga stands a fucking chance in hell against Canelo. I really don't. And you know, highly disappointed by the opponent selection. Honestly, I think Chris Eubank would have been a better opponent. When his name got thrown in the mix, I was actually a little bit more happy than Berlanga and fucking Charlo. I was like, well, fuck. At least Eubank's, you know, a decent enough fighter who has a solid win recently, you know. But these other guys, you know, Berlanga hasn't done shit, but it is what it is. So, Saturday, September 14th, pay-per-view, Amazon Prime, DAZN, Canelo versus Berlanga is on for the unified super middleweight championship of the world at 168 pounds. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.